Dear student, today our next part of this video, the chapter is motion part 5. In this part, today our main topic will be to discuss the graphical representation of linear motion. Our topic will be the graphical representation of linear motion, or you can say rectilinear motion. Now the question arises, what is linear motion, and or you can say what is rectilinear motion. If a body travels along a straight path, then the motion of such body is your linear motion, or you can say rectilinear motion. So to represent the rectilinear motion, we will have the type of motion that we have seen that is your linear motion or rectilinear motion can be represented by the following three categories of the graph. Okay, so here you can represent the linear motion in terms of your displacement time graph, or you can also represent the linear motion in terms of your velocity time graph, or you can represent the linear motion or rectilinear motion in terms of your acceleration time graph. So these are the three type of graph that we can see to represent the linear motion. That is, one is displacement time graph, another is velocity time graph, and acceleration time graph. So now first of all I will explain you regarding the displacement time graph. First of all I will explain you the displacement time graph. Okay, in the displacement time graph, the displacement is to be represented along y-axis. This is your y-axis. This is origin 0, 0. This is your x-axis. So x dash, y dash are the two Cartesian axis where O represents the origin. In case of linear motion, this O will be the reference point. That is the origin. Okay, and along x-axis time is represented, and along y-axis displacement is to be plotted. Okay, along y-axis displacement is to be noted down along y-axis, which I have written in the simplest form, DISPL. That is the short form of your displacement, and T stands for time. Time might be in second and displacement might be in meter, because all these things are in SI unit. Clear? So displacement time graph, you can see that in this displacement time graph, here for a linear motion, and if the body undergoes uniform speed, for a body that undergoes uniform speed, here the displacement time graph will be a straight line. The nature of displacement time graph is a straight line inclined with time axis. Suppose time is after origin, that is here the time is also 0 at O point. At origin time is also 0 and displacement is 0. After 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, suppose the displacement is 5 meter, 10 meter, say this is your 5 meter, this is your 10 meter, 15, meter, 15, 20 and 25 meter. This is your 20 meter, say. Suppose in 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, the body in 1 second if it covers 5 meter from origin, then this point will be the point for your displacement from origin is your 5 meter. In 2 seconds, the body, if the body undergoes uniform speed, that means the body will travel equal distance in equal interval of time. So after, in the next second again, it will cover say 10 kilometer. In third second, it will cover 15 kilometer. It will cover 15 kilometer. This is the point say A. This is point B. This is point C. And in 4 second, it will be your 20 meter. And in 5th second, say this is your, in 5th second, this is your A, B, C, D and E. That is your displacement is your 20 meter from origin. If we join all these points, it will be a straight line. If we join all these points, it will be the straight line. Okay, clear? These are the points which you have joined. These are the points which you have joined. Here you see this is your A point, this is your B point, C point, D point and E point. So OE is the displacement time graph when the body undergoes uniform speed, because is in every consecutive second the body cover equal distance and the distance is say 5 meter. In first second it is 5 meter, and after 2 seconds its displacement is 10 meter, after 3 seconds it is 15 meter, and after 4 seconds it is 20 meter, after 5 seconds it is 25 meter. So the displacement is, since the body is moving with a uniform speed, in every second it covers 5 meter, so the displacement increases accordingly after every consecutive second, and the graph will be a straight line inclined with your time axis. Clear? So this is your first point. From this graph, the slope of displacement time graph will give you the velocity of the body. The slope of displacement time graph will give you the velocity of the body. For finding the velocity from this displacement time graph, slope of displacement time graph gives the velocity of the body. So to find the slope, we consider 2 points on this graph. Suppose you have taken the point B. B is, you just draw a vertical line and you take another point E. If you just draw the vertical line from E. Then, because our target is to find out the slope, so that we can obtain the slope of displacement time graph will give the velocity. So to find the velocity, we have to find out the slope. For finding the slope, we are taking 2 points on this graph and draw the vertical line as well as horizontal line, so that you can get the difference between your vertical line and the horizontal line. So you see the coordinate of B will represent, along abscissa it is 2 second and along ordinate it is 10 meter. So here the coordinate of B is your 2 second comma 10 meter, and so this is your, the point B has the coordinate 2 second comma 10 meter. and the coordinate of your E is your 5 second is along x-axis and 25 meter as well along y-axis. So if you will here, if you will join, so now the coordinate is your for this 2 second, you can name it, because here the point is A, B, C, D and E. You take the vertical line which join the time axis at your app. So this is your app. This is, you can say G, and you can take it as your H. Okay. So here velocity V equal to slope of displacement time graph. For finding the slope, what we will take? We will take the differences of your vertical line and horizontal line. So here in this case, the differences of the displacement for slope, that is V equal that EH. EH will be the differences of your vertical column, that is EH, and the differences of your horizontal column is your FG. So here these differences FG, or you can say BH, the differences of your vertical column and horizontal column in between these 2 points B. H will be the differences of your horizontal column, and the differences of your vertical column is your EH. So here EH can be determined by EG minus your GH is your GH. Similarly BH can be written as your FG. Okay. So V equal, you see EG is your 25 meter minus EG is your 25 meter, HG is your 10 meter, and this FG means OG minus OF. This is your OG, my FG. Instead of FG, you can also write OG minus OF. You can also write. So here OG is your 5 second minus OF is your 2 second. So that means 25 minus 10 equal is your 15 meter, and 5 minus 2 is your 3 second. That means 3 5 ja 15. Your speed velocity is your 5 meter per second is the velocity. So from this graph, displacement time graph, by finding the slope, for finding the slope you have considered 2 points, that is B and E, and the differences of their ordinate, that is the differences of their vertical column along y-axis, that is your EH, which can be determined by the EG minus GH, okay, and the horizontal column, that is BH. BH can be written as your FG, and FG can be written as OG minus OF. So these differences of vertical column as well as horizontal column give the slope, and that slope in case of displacement time graph give the velocity of the body. Okay, it is clear. You see, if case 2, if the body is in non-uniform motion, or you can say speed, non-uniform motion. So in this case, the displacement time graph is a curved line. So you see, suppose this is your displacement along y-axis, and this is your time along x-axis. Okay, so now the body which is not covering equal distance in equal interval of time, but it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then the nature of displacement time graph will be a curved line. Okay, the nature of displacement time graph will be a curved line, and for this type of non-uniform motion, the slope will give you the instantaneous velocity. From non-uniform motion, the slope of your displacement time graph will give you the instantaneous velocity. Okay, here displacement is along y-axis, it is a curved line. So it is a curved line. This will be the nature. For the non-uniform motion or the body which do not follow cover the equal distance in equal interval of time, then the displacement time graph is a curved line, and in that case the speed is not uniform throughout its journey. So in that situation, for this non-uniform motion, if you want to find out the slope, that will give the instantaneous velocity. Okay, the slope of displacement time graph, in this case time graph gives instantaneous velocity. Okay, for finding the instantaneous velocity means velocity at a particular instant. Suppose this is your 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. So if you want to find out the displacement in 3 seconds, then what you will see, from 3 seconds you just draw a tangent. In 3 seconds you just draw a tangent. So after finding this tangent, from the end of this tangent which just touches the graph, you draw a vertical line from both the ends, followed by you see the differences of your horizontal line. So here these differences will give you the instantaneous velocity. Okay, so here you can write your graph as your A and this is your B. You see, this is your 1.5 second and this is your 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, and this is your 4 second. So 4 minus 1.5. So 4 minus 1.5 means 2.5. Here the time is your 2.5 second. And similarly, if we will consider the speed, say this is your 10, say 20, say 30. If we will take 10 meter, 20 meter, 30 meter. So in this case, you see these differences. These differences, here this is your 10 meter and this much is your 30 meter. So here the vertical differences, that is your del D, you can say, that is the differences of your vertical column. Say this is your 30 meter minus 10 meter equals say 20 meter. And the time is your, say this is your 4 second and this is your 1.5, time is your, that is your del T, and your del t is your 4 second minus 1.5 second equals say 2.5 second. So therefore instantaneous velocity can be determined by this ratio. So instantaneous velocity can be determined by this ratio. Here instantaneous velocity can be obtained by this ratio. Therefore instantaneous velocity can be determined at that instant, that is at 3 seconds. Okay, that is your del P by del T, which is equal say 20 meter by 2.5 second. So if you will open the decimal, you write 10 in the numerator. So after that 5 5 ja 25, 5 2 ja 10, then again 5 4 ja is your 5 4 ja is your 20. So this is your 8 meter per second will be the instantaneous velocity from that you have obtained from the displacement time graph when the body undergoes non-uniform speed. So here this speed is for 3 seconds only. So whenever you suppose you are in a driving seat and your car is moving in a busy traffic, so you see at the time, suppose at 8 a.m. you have seen the speedometer and the speedometer shows 60 km per hour. So at that 8 a.m. your speed is 60 km per hour. So here the instantaneous speed at that particular moment is your 60 meter per second. So instantaneous means at any instant, and that can be measured with the help of your speedometer that is provided in the vehicle. Okay, so what conclusion you have drawn from this graph, from this displacement time graph? If you will see, when suppose if the body is at rest, the body is not moving, then what will be the nature of displacement time graph? Suppose the body is not moving at all, but time is passes on. So when the body is stationary, when this is your case 3, when the body is at rest, then displacement time graph is a straight line parallel to time axis. So you see here the nature of displacement time graph is parallel to time axis. Because you see time is increasing, but the distance from the origin remains same. Say this is your 5 meter, this is your 10 meter. So this is your 0 0. Time 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, and so on. Time is in your second. So time is increasing, but the displacement is remain same with respect to the origin. So that means the body do not move. So it is a straight line and it is parallel to the time axis. Another case, displacement time graph never be a line that is your parallel to your y axis. You see, you again have to keep in your mind that displacement time graph never parallel to y axis, that is your displacement axis. Okay, displacement time graph never parallel to the displacement axis. What does it mean? if suppose the displacement time graph, is parallel to your displacement axis. So what does it mean? That means time remains same. And body displaces. The body changes its position frequently. Is it possible? It is not at all possible. So this case is not possible. You see, this is your 5 meter, this is your 10 meter, this is your 15 meter, and this, suppose this time is your 1 second, 2 second. If in 2 second it is 5 meter also, it is 10 meter also, it is 15 meter also, so this condition is not at all possible. As time passes on, if the body is moving, then its displacement occurred. So in this condition is also not possible. So displacement time graph will never be parallel to the displacement axis, or you can say y axis. Okay. So you have seen all these conclusions. So this much is sufficient for today. Today I have explained you regarding the displacement time graph for your uniform speed as well as non-uniform speed. So that means the body covers equal distance in equal interval of time. You have seen the nature of that graph is a straight line inclined with your time axis, and if it do not cover equal distance in equal interval of time, it will be a curved line. And if the body is at rest, the nature of displacement time graph is also a straight line parallel to your time axis, but this condition is not possible. Okay, so thank you. This much is sufficient for today. Next day I will explain you your velocity time graph. Okay, bye.